5:30 Connect to the Capitol. Governor Dan McKee joins us in studio to talk about an endorsement for his opponent in the governor's race, a leadership change at the Rhode Island DOT, and of course surviving that big storm. Governor, we always appreciate you coming in and making some time for us.
Well, thanks for the invite, Dan.
You're always invited here. It comes on a day when obviously your opponent got an endorsement for the Attorney General earlier today, and you released a statement, and I thought it was interesting. And you wrote, "For more than a decade, Peter Nerona has agreed with me, Governor McKee, that Helena folks must answer to knowingly disregarding concerns about illegal opioid sales." Talk to us a little bit about, you weren't surprised about this, I'm assuming?
Well, disappointed, but not surprised. I mean, the Attorney General has made it his mission, quite frankly. In 22, he didn't vote for me. In 26, he said he's going to do everything he can, and he's putting to have me not get elected, and and he's going to fail on that. But yeah, I'm disappointed that he would put politics over people. And
you pointed out that he actually was with you in agreements for 10 years about making sure we held Helena folks accountable for the alleged violation she made at CVS.
He's been very public about that. That's not, it's a matter of record. And look, Helena folks, my opponent, failed leadership, contributed to an opioid epidemic that took lives of Rhode Islanders and really disrupted lives of families throughout the state of Rhode Island. So for our Attorney General to choose politics, which is very clear what his politics is regarding to me, over the people of the state of Rhode Island, that's a disappointment.
Why doesn't the Attorney General like you?
I never can really figure that out. Okay. I mean, we're all trying to do our job. I mean, I think the hospital merger is, hospital saving the two hospitals, evidence of that. We work together on that. Look, he would have to explain that, right?
Governor, do you think, while we're on this subject, do you think it's appropriate for an Attorney General to endorse anybody? They hold a different position. They're elected, but they have to abide by the law and follow rules. Do you think it's appropriate? In some states, they won't.
Yeah. Well, again, it just shows the Attorney General's colors. I mean, he's made it very clear that he wants to do everything he can now, including putting politics over people to take me out of office. It shows that the credibility of his endorsement is very reduced.
Right. Are you worried about a recent poll that had Helena up a little bit, or how do you look at these polls?
The polls, I really don't consider polls mattering this far out. But if you're going to do polls, let's do plural. Morning Consult, we're up 17 points. The AFL-CIO poll actually had us up almost 30 points on Democrats that are going to vote in this election, or well over, in terms of favorability. So, if you're going to look at polls, look at all three of them. Right now, I'm looking at the work that we're doing in the state to help our kids do better in school, help our families earn more money, make sure that we're healthy, and keep building things at a historical level.
It also broke today that Secretary Gnome stepped down from her position after a grilling in Congress, including from Senator Whitehouse. What do you make of this? Do you think that's a good move? Are you happy that she's out?
A month plus ago, I stated she needed to leave and she needed to be fired. Look, what happened in Minneapolis, and then claiming that it was, domestic terrorism as you're shooting 2 U.S. citizens when it shouldn't have happened, and then defending that. Yes, she needed to go. I'm happy that she's gone. Now let's hope that we calm down this notion that every single person is being profiled, our civil rights are being, discriminated against. Let's go after the criminals. But let's not make sure that we're going after U.S. citizens the way she did.
Record snowstorm, the blizzard of 2026, you were out in front of it, a lot of it. How do you think the state did overall handling this, keeping in mind it was a record storm?
Record storm. We haven't seen it in 50 years, and we did. I think that we did fantastic. I'm very proud of our DOT, in terms of staff, in terms of clearing state roads. Remember, the state clears state roads, municipality clears those roads. But when we even went a step above that, Dan, where I identified municipalities that needed help, I brought in help from outside the state, from Vermont, Maine, Pennsylvania, along with Connecticut, and we help those communities continue to clean up. So I'm very pleased of the partnerships we've had with our EMA director, Mark Pappas, leading the charge, and me kind of making sure that all these good things would happen to keep people safe.
Two quick follows up. Do you wish that you enacted the National Guard quicker, meaning getting boots on the ground?
The National Guard was done immediately with my emergency order.
But were they hitting the streets immediately?
Absolutely. Okay. So the notion that the National Guard wasn't, that was with my emergency order that I did, and then we did the traffic ban that really saved a a lot of people, that protected many people in their safety.
Big challenge with a lot of municipalities, used to be a former mayor, is what to do with the snow. We can't dump it in the ocean anymore. There's a lot of state land, even over here, in the industrial park over here where Channel 10 is, across from the ACI, that's kind of flat land. Has there ever been a thought process of maybe bringing some of the snow there?
We clearly use state-owned property, and in this case, because I put a state of emergency in, DEM allowed dumping to go into waterways, specific waterways. That helped, clear a great deal of snow.
Right. Obviously, you let essential workers be on the roadways with that road ban. As an essential worker who had to drive in and got stuck in the snow, Governor, I have to say, the off-ramps didn't get plowed too well, but we made it in.
Well, you and I joined the same club because I wasn't home for about 48 hours either.
Yeah, as well. All right, let's move on to the other big story this week. LVD is out, and there's a new interim RIDOT director, Mr. Rocchio. What do you think about this? Is this some of the same old people in the same department, or is this new fresh blood with a new outlook?
I think it's always new management brings in a new outlook. We saw, the director now, Rocchio, really managed the snowstorm really well. He was really partnering in with us. So people got introduced to him in a way that wasn't planned, but now we had, an introduction the other day. And Bob's going to keep the good work going. He's going to complete the bridge. We're going to make sure that the projects that are, priority projects are going to be taken care of and completed.
LVD was never forced out, you said. You never said, Peter, you're going to kill me if you stay on board while I run for re-election. Peter
gave his resignation. I accepted it.
Are you glad he's gone?
I think I've said at the press conference the other day, it's a reset right now. It was a good moment in time to do that, and that's what former director LVD said as well, and I agree with that. With Bob Rocchio there, I think we can certainly move ahead, and that's the plan that we have.
I've always said that you inherited Mr. LVD from the previous governor, and you inherited the bridge problem from previous governors, but he really was somebody that you stayed with and didn't get fired like a lot of people did. Looking back, do you wish that maybe you put Rocchio in a little bit earlier?
The politics may have called for that, Dan, but my job was to make sure that we understood that the bridge needed to be taken down, keep people safe, making sure that we put everything in place to build a new bridge. We needed to have continuity in our leadership at that point in time. We did. Now we're moving on. All right, Governor, they're holding me there, but we covered a lot of ground, and we appreciate your time as always. All right, best to you, grandkids. We appreciate it. You got it. All right, Em?